Assalamualaikum and warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today, I'm Adibah Aina binti Muhammad Izwan will be presenting about the rail transportation in Japan to Miss Dr. Siti Haribah binti Azman. In today's slide, I will be presenting about the history of the transport, the characteristic, the disadvantage and advantage of the transport, and much more. So, without further ado, let's get started.
Today we are exploring the Japanese railway system, a true global benchmark of excellence. The system is renowned globally, particularly for the Shinkansen bullet train, which set the world's standards for reliability with an average annual delay of less than 2 minutes per train. Rail is a major transport mode here, built on a rich history starting with the first railway in 1872. Key to its success was the 1987 privatization of the Japan National Railway (JNR) and the development of Transit-Oriented Development (TOD). Today, the network is defined by a vertically integrated structure where most operators own both the trains and the tracks. Services are seamlessly connected through train operation and a nationwide IC card system, creating a unified experience for passengers. Now, to understand how this system operates, we must first look at the unique characteristic of rail demand. First, we have the elasticity and pricing. Pricing is the primary driver. If passengers see rail as a necessity, demand is inelastic. They will ride regardless of the price. But if they have alternative, demands become elastic and sensitive to fare hikes. Next is the service quality. Quality is measured by the punctuality, comfort, and speed. High quality is what builds long-term passengers' loyalty. And lastly, we have the competition. Finally, rail competes fiercely with airlines, private cars, and rail-hailing apps, forcing operators to constantly improve to remain attractive. Now, let's weigh the strength and weakness of the rail modes itself. The advantages are clear. Efficiency. Rail is highly cost-effective for moving mass quantities for people and freight, which significantly reduces road congestion. It's also with fixed tracks and schedules. Trains are far less affected by weather than planes or car, which makes it very reliability. The last one is the sustainability. It is an eco-friendly mode, producing much lower carbon emission than road transport. However, the disadvantages are significant. We have the flexibility, where the main drawbacks is the lack of door-to-door service. Passengers are tied to fixed schedules and need other transport for the last mile. Now, moving on to the infrastructure and network. The Japanese network operates on two distinct tiers. First is the Shinkansen. This is the high-speed backbone connecting the major islands of Honshu, Hokkaido, and Kyushu. Key routes like the Tokaido Shinkansen connect Tokyo to Osaka. The second one is the metropolitan networks. In urban centers like Tokyo, Yokohama, we see the world's densest network. The Yamanote lines act as the crucial artery connecting major hubs like Shinjuku and Shibuya. This infrastructure is split between JR groups, the regional passenger companies, and numerous private railways companies that dominates the urban commuter market. Moving on to the policies and issues. Now, for the policy, to manage this complex system, Japan relies on a robust policy framework. First, we have the regulation. The Ministry of Land, Infrastructure, Transport and Tourism, also known as MLIT, set a strict safety standards, while the Japan Transport Safety Board (JTSB) investigate accidents. Now, policy focus on extending high-speed lines such as Hokuriku Shinkansen to boost regional tourism. Crucially, the government enforced financial responsibility and encouraged operators to minimize subsidies and achieve commercial self-sufficiency. Despite these strong policies, the system faced critical challenges. First is the demographic crisis. The most urgent threat is the aging, shrinking population, especially outside major cities. Few people means fewer passengers, threatening the financial survival of local lines. Also, the urban-rural divide. This creates a stark divide. Urban lines remain profitable while rural networks struggle with deep deficits. An aging workforce is also causing a labor shortage, making it harder to staff and maintain the network. A diverse group of stakeholders navigates this issue. First, we have the government agency, like the Ministry of Land, Infrastructure, Transport and Tourism (MLIT), the Japan Transport Safety Board (JTSB), and local government. They ensure railway system remains safe, compliant, and effective. Also ensure safety and subsidize essential rural lines. Next, we have the transport operator, consists of the JR Group, private companies, and third sector operator, where their comprehensive network coverage also provide the service. Next, we have the passenger and consumer, which consists of diverse mix, and the network provide is essential services, where the service demands directly influence peak hour schedules. Lastly, we have the special interest group, consists of the environmental group, where advocate railways as a sustainability alternative, also to make sure carbon reduction, energy efficient, and noise mitigation. Special interest group also consists of the community group, where they advocate for noise reduction and safety and keep essential line active, also ensure railway infrastructure evolve. Next, we have the case study. For the first one is the Shinkansen success, Tokaido Shinkansen. World's first high-speed rail, built for the 1964 Tokyo Olympics, it represents the world's first successful high-speed rail line. Its legacy is defined not just by its speed, but by its operational excellence. The system is renowned for its near-perfect punctuality, with average delay measured in seconds. It maintains an unparalleled safety record with zero fatal passenger accident in its history. Economically, it spurred a massive development along its route, raising a real estate value and creating new metropolitan hubs. It significantly reduced the travel time between Tokyo to Osaka from 7 hours to over just 3 hours. In contrast, the Izumi Railway faced a declining ridership in a rural area. They pivoted to rural tourism, transforming trains into attractions like restaurant trains. This reduced their deficits and revitalized the local communities. And lastly, the Tokyo Corporation, also for the urban success. Tokyo is a prime example of private models. They utilize the Rail Integrated Community (RIC) model to buying land before building the rail line. They developed the Tama Garden City using real estate profits to subsidize railway operation. Now, for my recommendation, based on these studies, I propose the following. Encourage vertical integration. We should encourage the Tokyo model of land value capture to use non-rail income to cover infrastructure costs. And next one is to address the divide. For rural areas, local government must collaborate with operators to adopt innovative tourism-focused strategies like Izumi Railways. And lastly, invest in future techs. Operators must invest in greener technologies and noise reduction to satisfy environmental advocate and maintain competitiveness. While in my conclusion, the Japanese railway system sets the global benchmark for operational excellence and safety. Its strength lies in the balanced framework of strict government regulation and the commercial efficiency of private operators. However, future resilience depends on adaptation. By leveraging successful urban business models and deploying creative solutions for rural connectivity, Japan can navigate its demographic challenge and remain world leader sustainability transit.